Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran. I like to help people with using a spiritual perspective. Sorry if I just try and get comfortable real quick. Don't really know why this chair sucks so bad. Today I wanted to do a second half of July update on Twin Flames. Basically, what's going on with the energy, what the Divine Masculine is going through, what the Divine Feminine is going through, what kind of challenges are being represented in the physical, what's going on in the 5D, and the type of stuff that they're heading towards, right? Like which direction both parties are heading towards, right? So this is for basically, today's the 15th, so tomorrow, July 16th, which is super powerful moon, right? So this is going to be for tomorrow and then this rest of July, basically until the next full moon, which I think is probably about the time that the retrograde is going to be over. So hopefully that's soon, because most of my technology is not working properly because of the retrograde. So I'm just going to power through it. I'm a little bit fatigued, but I'm going to get into that also. So I'm going to start with the Divine Feminine energy and basically what's going on with the Divine Feminines and what's going on with their energy. And just in case you haven't guessed, or if you're watching this and you're a man as a twin flame doing the video, I am the Divine Feminine energy, or that's what I started as anyway. Could be a little bit, sometimes it's confusing with the pronouns and the, how society views feminine, masculine energies, right? But the point is that everybody has both anyway. So some of these reasons and stuff might resonate for both of you, right? Or both energies. Some people, often think maybe I'm the Divine Masculine, right? Maybe I'm like and the woman might think that. And sometimes, you are, or sometimes you have that energy, sometimes you're very much in that energy, in which case some of the things might apply to you, and of course vice versa. But for now, I'm just going to start with the Divine Feminine energy, and hopefully it resonates with some of you, okay? So the themes this second half of July, so what's really going on with the Divine Feminine, is its rapid growth. It's a time of ascension and spiritual awakening, right? So how this is playing out, especially in my own life, is for a long time I seem to have had a lack of faith. The journey was really wearing me down, really taking me, or I felt it was taking me for granted. I feel like it was kind of a cruel joke, You find yourself on a path where it's divinely guided, but a lot of the energies and a lot of the things and the events that happen take a toll on your spiritual, mental, emotional health, right? And so this is a period of gaining back power for the Divine Feminines, gaining back things that actually will, actually give you your energy back and allow you to heal. And so it's going to also allow a lot of physical healing to go on. Right now, personally, I've been kind of inspired to go through a fasting regimen. So this is my first day fasting. I've always had the idea, the inspiration, but over this week with this new energy, I feel like I'm really going to do it this time, right? I feel very divinely guided to do it, and hopefully I think I should have the discipline to go 2 or 3 days just fasting, right? I'm not going to shoot for 5 or 6 days, but if I can do 2, that would be enormously great for me, because I'm just trying to fix my body, fix my health, and try to flow more naturally, feel lighter, stuff like that. So that's actually going on with a lot of Divine Feminines, a lot of people in general, just in their own spiritual awakening. Is a lot of people right now are feeling the need to just clear out and feel lighter, right? Feel healthier. So this is a time for Divine Feminines to really be healing, to feel stronger, both emotionally and spiritually, and of course physically, right? So again, just to touch upon that what I mentioned before about the spiritual aspects of this whole thing, is that a lot of Divine Feminines are regaining their strength and their emotions at this time. A lot of healing has been done, and now it's mostly going to be a time of focusing on the self, focusing on the body, physical health, and as well as your career and your finances. As the Divine Feminines take back their power in this second half of July, using the energy that's available to them, they're going to be attracting new opportunities, new things into their life, and these are going to come in the form of opportunities, creative projects, jobs, of course, maybe travel, things that are exciting and new. This could be people, could even be a relationship, but basically this new energy is bringing in everything to the divine feminine, new opportunities, new chances for healing, new creative projects. There's going to be a lot of focusing on the spiritual missions, the divine mission, the guided things that your intuition is telling you to do. Maybe you actually do want to start a YouTube channel and now you finally have the energy to do so. Or for me personally, I'm going to start taking on tarot readings. I'm going to start doing those. Maybe start another channel or just use this one. But that's something that I feel divinely guided to do. So I'm going to start doing that using this energy, right? I've kind of been fiddling around with it for a couple weeks now, kind of just waiting for some sort of like divine sign to just be like, yeah, start doing it. But it turns out that I actually have to be the one to start doing it, and then it'll probably flow a lot more easier, right? And that's usually how it goes. This is just the energy getting you guys into the momentum to start doing these things, right? Another things that I put down is you're going to be feeling fatigue. As the healing comes in, you're going to feel a lot of fatigue, a lot of brain fog. I've had that today. That's also going to be because of the eclipse and stuff like that, the retrograde, all that kind of stuff. But you're going to be feeling a little bit tired, a little bit down, let's say, because as you heal, the old energies have to kind of go away. They have to come up and they have to be healed, and then they just kind of fade away. And this is going to be a great time for that. It's only like a few more weeks that I can really feel that this type of energy, this downy kind of negative energy that's been haunting the divine feminines for definitely a couple months now in regards to where they stand with the divine masculine, is it's going to be a really good time to get rid of all of that energy, of those regrets and the past, right? It's starting anew. New things are coming into your life, a lot of acceptance, a lot of growth, and again, taking up new spiritual habits, taking up new spiritual practices, a renewal of faith. For me personally, I used to be very, very, very spiritual in my practices. I used to have routines, and I used to like meditate every day. And then, as the relationship got harder and there was more pain and more triggering and more, energies being brought up to the surface for me, and I have to deal with my personal life, along with whatever was going on in the 3D, it made it very hard to do that. But now, over the past 2 weeks, I've been contacting spirit guides. I've learned some of their names, which is pretty fun for me. I mean, it's interesting, right? I never thought that I would be connecting like this again. I started taking up yoga, little hybrid of yoga, stretching, basically exercise, and just adding more physical improvements to my daily life, and adding a little mantras into my daily life, little things. I have like a little Buddha statue, I have like a little angel altar type of thing. Anyway, the point is, just adding new things to my daily routine that connects me more to myself, to either my body, spirit, emotions, basically just loving, taking care of myself. And that's because of the energies that are available to me right now, and the same energy is available to you guys, and hopefully you guys are resonating with this as well, because I'm definitely going through it. So I hope I'm not the only one. That would kind of be weird if it was. I feel like this is a collective thing. And again, I do these kind of, rather than do the tarot card version of it, I do this as just a speaking, just in case, people just want like a one-on-one type of explanation kind of just handed to them a little bit, rather than having to wait 45-minute video for all these cards to come out. Though I might do that in the future as well, as I transition more into tarot, as well as I explore that side of myself, okay? So, but yeah, again, just for the themes of the DF, really just this growth, this expansion of self, focusing more on the self, the body, and attracting new opportunities, basically raising your vibration to match all of the things that you want, right? And those are all going to come into your life soon. It's only, a couple more weeks before the retrograde ends, and during this time, be prepared for new opportunities, new surprises, divine timing, stuff like that. A lot of stuff is going on in the next 2 weeks, so just be prepared, expect the unexpected. And I'm just going to read now about what's going on with the divine masculine, the themes for them. So maybe if there is any divine masculines watching, you might resonate, or if you're divine feminine watching, you might see this as maybe some sort of it might be helpful to you. Okay, so the themes for the divine masculine over the next 2 weeks are, the first one is purging. A lot of purging is going on for the divine masculine. So this can come in the form of karmic situations, which means that they're going to be really, really heavily focused on them, as if they're trying to get all of the things that they can get out of it before it finally is released, right? You can think about this like binge eating. Right before I really started to take fasting seriously, I just ate shitty foods for like 2 days consistently. It was just obnoxious and really terrible. It was shamey. Like, I was like, oh, this is not good. Like Pop Tarts, stuff that was delicious when I was 12, but really just is disgusting now. So, basically, that kind of stuff has to come up. The purging, right? So they could be doing their own version of that. It doesn't have to be karmic situations, because I know nobody wants to hear that type of stuff, right? But it's actually a good thing if you want to look at it from a higher perspective, that they're just purging it, getting it out of their system for when it is inevitable that they will have to release it, because it is inevitable. And again, not just karmic situations, they could have addictions, even just things as simple as a job that doesn't work, or that might not be that simple, but things that are more simple, like thought patterns or stuff like that. Little tiny things that they might need to be changing. They're just going to purge it all out, and that's what's going on with them, with a lot of purging, just getting stuff out of the way, okay, to make room for the new. Again, I put karmic situations because there's still a lot of divine masculines are still in karmic situations. A lot of them are still focusing on karmic situations, and that's also because of the purging that's going on right now, trying to get as much as they can out of something that doesn't work. And that's what people do. I've done it in my life. You've probably done it in your life. It doesn't have to be with people. It's just super hard to hear it when it's coming from the perspective of twin flames, because of the intense feelings and stuff. But if you just take a moment to breathe, you'll probably remember times in your own life where you really tried to go back into a situation that wasn't for you, or a circumstance, or an idea, or project, or just whatever it might have been. So just go easy on them. Or most importantly, go easy on yourself, because you're justified in having feelings, but it's more important that you take care of yourself and focus on your own self-worth, right? So a lot of the other stuff that they're going through at this moment is a lot of regret, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of pain in regard to the connection, because they know they didn't choose you. They know that they are not with you. They know that the connection is real, regardless if they don't admit it to anybody else, especially because as a divine feminine, if you've tried sharing twin flame journey with other people, you might notice that you don't get the response that you're hoping for, and people start to look at you like you're crazy. Even telling people that you're spiritually awakened is enough to get people to go like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Please stay away from me. Imagine telling people, about twin flames. People are like, twin flames? What the hell is a twin flame? And they start making fun of you a little bit. So imagine somebody from a perspective of not even being spiritually awakened, your divine masculine that is, and being a little bit lower on that, I don't know a polite way to phrase this, but just not being on the same level as you, right, spiritually. And so imagine from their perspective, they wouldn't be able to tell anybody. They couldn't even explain it to themselves, right? So they have a lot of regret, a lot of pain in regards to the connection, a lot of memories, a lot of trying to forgive themselves and you and the thing, the whole relationship, because they're trying to make sense of it just as much as you might have been trying to make sense of it. It's just in a very different way, from two different perspectives, and that's why it always seems like there's always a push-pull type of, never on the same page type of thing, right? Also, what they have is they're coming into their own divine feminine energy, especially as the feminines start taking their role more seriously, and start focusing more on themselves, which allows new opportunities in their career, money to come in. The divine masculines are now going to be switching into their feminine energy, which is they're going to feel guided to share their gifts, whether they're creative or entrepreneurial. They're going to be guided to take action, to do something with that divine feminine energy, even if it's just being more emotionally open, right? They might be guided to be more open, to change their behaviors, stuff like that. So they're going to be getting into that energy over the next 2 or 3 weeks, just as the divine feminines are going to be getting into a more masculine energy. And it's just a very natural shift. Don't try to force anything. Just let it come. Even the mistakes that you make are part of the whole thing, right? They're just lessons. So the divine masculines are just going to be, they're going to be focusing on that type of energy, and that's going to really help shift things into the favor of the divine feminine and just universal justice in general, as both parties shift, right? And then there might become a time where the divine feminine has shifted quite profoundly into a new energy, And this might make them so self-reliant, independent from the relationship itself, that a lot of you might actually find that the twin flame relationship is not at all what you want to pursue at this time. In which case, that is for you to do. That is your free will. You can do that if you want to. And that's kind of the energy that's coming in for a lot of divine feminines, is that self-empowered energy. And that's important, regardless of what your choices and the choices that you make in the future in regards to the connection. The fact that you're going to be empowered and feeling energetic and hopeful and happy, that is the most important thing that could happen to you. Like, truly, that is better than being with your twin right now, not being self-empowered and happy with yourself. Like that's a better feeling. Like you would want to be happy on your own, independent, and have the energy like, I don't need my twin at all. Like, look at my life, this is great, let's keep going with it. That's a better place to be in than to be kind of like lonely, feel lonely, and then have your twin come back, and then you're like, oh, my twin, I don't have to do anything anymore, right? So that's pretty much the lesson that's being taught right now, and that's again what divine timing means. It means if you could just get into a place where you don't literally give a shit anymore, where you've had enough and you go, I'm going to focus on myself. I recognize what the journey is. I recognize what the relationship is. And I also recognize my self-worth. And I recognize what I'm worth. And I'm going to just go with that and see what the universe brings me. I'm going to open up some new doors, close the doors to the past, right? And this is, again, a lot of what's going on with the divine feminines right now, is putting the past behind them, healing, doing the work, taking care of yourself, and just getting ready for the new. And the divine masculines are really focusing on purging the karmic situations, trying to get out of things, the confusion, the regret, the pain. They're trying to do their own healing, but again, they're not on your level, and that's why for right now I feel like a lot of divine feminines are closing the door on the past and focusing on themselves and using this new energy as an opportunity to grow and expand. And that's exactly where you need to be. You can ask or watch any YouTuber on who knows anything about twin flames. They're all going to tell you the same thing. The energy that you want to be in is one where you're taking care of yourself, loving yourself, not focusing on the connection so much, keeping space, but not heading in not putting yourself in a direction where it's a dead end, right? Always head for the direction where you have a future. Always head in that direction. Always head towards your future, never towards your past, right? So don't go back to your twin. Don't pull yourself in the direction where all you've ever gotten is negativity or dishonesty or like a lack of compassion, or you've just gotten like walls and cold shoulder type of stuff. Don't head back in that direction. Recognize that they're your twin, recognize what they've done for you, but move in a new direction. Find yourself along the way, grow, and things cycle back, just like high-waisted shorts. That's an 80s thing, in case anybody doesn't know. That existed in the 80s, and then it just didn't exist for 20 years, and now it does again, right? Things just cycle back. Hopefully the mullet doesn't. That would suck. But most things do cycle back, and just like the high-waisted shorts, your twin is going to cycle back. They're just going to meet you. And all you have to do to get them to come back is kind of just give up on them. It's sort of a paradox, a little bit confusing, kind of hard. But the point is, this energy is going to allow you to do that. It's going to allow you to get ramped up, to make new choices, do new things, and that's going to be awesome. Okay? All right, perfect. So that pretty much concludes what I'm trying to say. Hopefully you guys agree. Let me know if you're feeling the same type of energy as I am. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. All right.